Hey everyone, CC's Genesis here. It's been a while since I've done a deck profile because the new set just released and I'm really unsecure about what decks I want to showcase as a deck profile, what I want to showcase as a whole. Like the Shayla one I'm still working on here and there. I still feel like it's not complete until we get the Thunderstorm. But here I am to showcase Pandora. I thought Pandora is a really fun deck, and I still really like to play. I've played mono white, I've played green, white, black to try to do more of an attrition build. Now I'm doing blue and white, just because that was how the way it was supported and how it was meant to be built, according to the creators. She has her judgment cost is you have to have 3 golems. If you do not have 3 golems on the field, you can never judgment her, which is the only downside of Pandora is that you always need to have the 3 golems. She has the Energizer Light. Her sealed item, which is the hair ornament, is the reason why the golems are actually even playable to begin with. It's because you're able to mobilize them until the end of turn. So being able to mobilize them at the end of turn allows them to attack, block, you can restand them, and so on and so forth. And then when you deactivate her, all golems are mobilized, so they're constantly able to attack and block freely, just like regular minions. She's able to absorb all the damage dealt by them to the golem. So if they had like an AoE effect, like the 5-drop burn spell from that's a Kirik support, it would deal all the damage to her and kill her off, which would allow the golems to survive. And then here, she has a pseudo Sprint to the Beast Lady effect. All the golems you control get +4/+4 until end of turn. It's a blanket effect, so if you're able to play more golems and give them swiftness, they're able to hit with the bonus effect. But other than that, being able to pump the golems so they're able to survive harder hits or deal harder damage, it's pretty relevant, actually. I like using it as a combat trick of some sort. And then we'll go into stones. I still have some proxies in here because I don't have the card. So 4 light vapors because we want as much blue as possible. 4 Millium stones, or Stone of Dragonoid. I always just call it the Millium Stone because that's really the only rule that I use it. Just again, as much blue as possible, and then I'd play 2 basic white because most of our deck is white. Also the fact that at least you have 2 stones that could guarantee not getting hooked. It's quite relevant. To the main part of the deck, we have our 4 1-drops. Magic Light Warrior, standard 1-drop play of the deck. The only 1-drop play I have, besides Spinning Aquasol, but that's more of a combo piece later on. 4 Magic Sword Warrior. Magic Sword Warrior allows you to... The first strike is very relevant because you're able to swing in. If you have Pandora activate, just swing in with hit. They trade, they kill it. Pandora takes no damage because of the first strike activating. So it's really relevant at the fact that this thing has first strike. 3 Glorious. Glorious is there to be a reactionary card, especially against rulers like Kirik. Mainly because you have a hard time dealing with resonators that deal damage, or rulers that deal damage like Kirik and Rhea. You don't have a really way to kill Rhea other than swinging into it after it swung, because we don't have... Well, we have flyers, but it's not big enough to kill the Rhea in response, or they'll just kill it with their spells. So being able to kill off Rhea or Kirik is really nice for the Glorious. It's just a nice reactionary card that can be played. You can use Zero's Magic Light as a replacement. I will eventually be putting Zero's Magic Light in here, but I couldn't find any. I'm still going to be playing the Glorious. 1 Ryula. Ryula is just there to heal Pandora if she were to die, if I had J-activated her before, either if I didn't kill them, or vice versa, if they killed Pandora before I could kill them. 3 Magic Water Warrior. At first, I didn't really like the water golems. I thought they were bad. Besides Magic Sound Warrior, obviously, because that's my boy. But Magic Water Warrior at first is a 4-mana 9/9 flying, which is really whatever because you have to mobilize it for 2. If it was just 4-mana 9/9 flying, that would be decent. But the fact that you have to mobilize it for 2 is bad. That's why I didn't really like it. But I forgot that Pandora can mobilize it herself. And even then, you also have cards that could bring it out for less. 2 Magic Sound Warrior. This card is really good in control matchups because if you can make them counter something, you can hit them again for 12 because they'll keep on restanding if they keep on playing chance. So you're able to have a constant threat on board if they keep trying to counter stuff. And then 4 Atmos. This guy is the boss monster. Very easy to bring out because you have Conjure Golems, which is a very stable card in the deck. Being able to sacrifice 3 golems to bring it out, so you're able to leave at the very minimum bring it out turn 3, or at the very worst turn 7, obviously. But when it enters the field, it destroys target resonator your opponent controls. It's your opponent controls, so they can't be like, alright. So you don't have to kill itself if there's nothing on the field. You don't have to kill your own stuff if there's nothing else on the field. So that's very useful. It only kills your opponent's stuff. It's also a big 20/20 beater. Now we go to the spells, the normal spells. 2 Spinning Aquasols. This is mainly just to reoccur chants like Conjure Golems, Summon Magic Warrior, Dawn of the Earth, Crippling Lights. They're very useful. So it's just there as a recycle effect. It's a cantrip, basically it replaces itself and you get to reuse stuff, recycle stuff. For Dawn of the Earth. Dawn of the Earth is basically the heart and soul of the deck, being able to restand your golems and be able to swing with them again, like the flying golem is very good. The 20/20 golem, it also gives them barrier, so it's really useful to have. The Dawn of the Earth is also good against QB. It's also good against removal spells because you can just give them barrier in response and then try to remove it. So it's a very versatile card. It's also good against Farer because you just get rid of all the goddamn tokens. 2 Zero Circle of Protection. This card is, I really like this card. It's very useful to protect my golems against spot removal spells because you don't want, the golems are very susceptible to spot removal because some of them are really expensive to play and they have, some have higher stats, but when you have it against Rhea or Kirik, you call it red or black. Usually that's the only decks that can really kill your resonators are red and black. They can also be bound, so you call blue. Green has a sort of a difficult time actually killing the golems because they're usually bigger than their kill spells. I mean, if they have Soldat, they have the Soldat. You always call green. They can never get rid of it. It's just an all-around good card. And then I have 4 Summoning Magic Warrior. You look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Put the combined total cost of 5 golems into play. The fact that it puts it into play is what makes this card really good. So for example, you could put a Magic Water Warrior and a Magic Light Warrior into play just because of this one card. You can also put Magic Light Warrior and Magic Sword Warrior, so on and so forth. You can also just put in a Magic Sound Warrior for a 3-drop. So you just cheap in your minions with a 3-drop. It gives you a lot of value, and it gives you a lot of value. That's what I really like about the card. Just a lot of general value. Next, 4 Conjure Constructs. Why did I say Conjure Golems? Because I'm too used to playing Showers. So Conjure Constructs creates 3 5/5 Golem tokens with Mobilize 2. That's not the part that we use it for. I mean, you can also use it for the deactivation cost of Pandora, which is very nice. So you combo with the turn 4 Judgment with Pandora, sack all 3, bring on an Atmos if you really wanted to. Or you could just have the golems there to start actually hitting things, because they can still hit. It's just a really nice spammable card that you can get back with Spinning Aquasol to keep on comboing, or to keep on swarming the field with golems. 2, Pandora's Order. Mainly is just to recycle Atmos, but you can reborn any golem that you have in your discard. So like, but you want to reborn usually the bigger stuff like Atmos and Magic Sound Warrior, or the Flying Golem, because it mobilizes it until end of turn itself, and it returns to your hand. So you're able to bring back an Atmos. So you can also do it on your opponent's end step. Bring out like an Atmos from the grave. It's mobilized. You killed something. At the end of your turn, it will bounce back into your hand. So you get to swing with it for 20, potentially. Well, no, I really like the card. And then 3 Crippling Light. One-sided Wrath of God. Or Dark Hole. Well, Regeki, one-sided Regeki. One-sided Wrath of God. Whatever way you want to look at it. This is one-sided board wipe, and it's just, it's a game winner. If you have a huge a field full of golems, you just hit this button and you win. Simple as that. Obviously, there's a lot of problems in the deck. The deck is really slow right now. So, until like Fox and Prissy leave, I don't really see it being competitively viable. But it is a very fun deck, and I love playing it. That's all I really have to say about it. It's a really fun deck, and I love playing it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.